Okay, now that we have found the slope and the y-intercept, we can go ahead and start answering these questions. So what does the slope mean in context? Well, I'm going to just rewrite what we found up here, because that's actually where we would have started, is we really needed to know, well, the slope is my m. Well, we found the m because it's the change in y over change in x. And we found that to be -5 over -3, or sorry, -5 over 3. This is going to be really important now to actually interpret the meaning, okay? So it's a changing amount. Now we got to actually look at the context of this problem. And you can do that by looking at the graph. This is the elevation of Jonathan's walk. Well, you need to know what that word elevation means. And if you're confused about that, you see this context all the time. So let's talk about elevation. It's literally just a measurement of height. So it's really like how high. And it's really like how high above sea level. So where the ocean is, you know, that's where they compare it to or measure it from. But elevation is just how high you are, okay? So how high Jonathan was on his walk. Okay, well, let's see. The slope, remember, this is our change. So that's the important thing to think about. We do know that it's the change. So, well, he's walking, right? And he's walking every mile. So that's important, that the x is going to be miles. So let's think about that for a second. It's miles. And our y is, well, our y is changing, and it's our feet. That's our elevation. So our y is our feet. Well, so let's just apply those units to our slope. So it's -5 feet over 3 miles. Well, the way you can read this, so let me go ahead and actually break this off for a second. This right here, the way you can read this is, this would be -5, I'll write it out, -5 feet, oops, -5 feet, and then when you see that, sorry, -5 feet, when you see that fraction bar, you can read this as per, -5 feet per 3 miles. Okay, so that is the meaning of the slope. Now let's actually just put that into a sentence. How could we write that as a sentence? Well, the way I would probably write this is how many miles is he changing? Well, every 3 miles, Jonathan is he going up or down? He's going down 5 feet. And that down would be the -5, okay? So he's going down 5 feet. So that would be a good context for the slope. Every 3 miles, Jonathan is going down 5 feet. There's different ways you could write that, but that's definitely one of them. Okay, now let's go ahead and over to the y-intercept. Well, now we're thinking y-intercept, same stuff we have up here. We know that the y-intercept is 70. And we also know now, well, the y-intercept is it's our start, right? Well, if we put this into context of this graph, it's the elevation of Jonathan's walk, so how high Jonathan was. 70 is our start. Well, our start of what? Start of his walk, right? So at the start of his walk, how high is he? 70 feet. That's literally what it means. So at the start of Jonathan's walk, he is 70 feet. He is at 70 feet, let's say. So in yellow, at the start of Jonathan's walk, he is 70 feet. That would be a perfect answer.